Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1745 of our daily content grind. It's Monday, it's time for a news roundup, and I'm very late to record this news roundup, but that's a good thing because it does mean that we get to have some late breaking news that just came out. It would have been very annoying if I had done this in advance and we didn't get to talk about this, because I didn't have a big news story for this week. Now I have a big news story for the week. We got the listing for the 2027 Titan, and it's going to be Dinobot Scorn from Age of Extinction. Okay, we kind of knew that the Dinobots were just going to take over the Titan class for the foreseeable future. They need that for all of the Age of Extinction dinos, or at the very least for the next 3. Don't know if Strafe would be like big enough, bulky enough to count as a Titan, but we shall see. But we do have official, well, not official confirmation, but we have a computer listing to confirm the next one is going to be Scorn. It's fascinating to me to immediately do the other, like, two-legged dino on the team. It does seem like it's going to be a little bit similar, but that said, I like Scorn's design. I actually like it better than I do Grimlock's. So it's actually kind of cool to see him get a nod. Now, I am a heathen that prefers the deluxe Scorn toy to the Voyager class one that was done for the last night. So there is that. I will admit, I have forsaken the more movie accurate, but I still like the old school Spinosaurus before we knew it was more of a belly dragger dinosaur. Something more akin to like Jurassic Park 3 kind of Spinosaur. He should be a cool toy. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, it should look really, really cool. I hope the transformation's a little bit more involved than Grimlock's, but I guess when you're a dinosaur made of shrapnel, it doesn't really have to. So it's going to be a hot minute before we see this. We don't even have the official release of Titan Grimlock yet. So this one, it's going to be quite a while before we actually see the final result. But good to see that they are continuing. It's upsetting because it does confirm that Generations Titans are just completely locked out for the time being. So for those of us who would like to have, like a Titan animated Omega Supreme, for instance, or a Titan Armada Unicron, we'll be waiting quite a while before those are on the table. But for you Dinobot fans, you got a big one on the way. So, that's the big news story of the week. Let's see what else came up. So, Takara Tomy posted a full video demonstration and a step-by-step transformation of the Overgear Optimus Prime. They did this, this is like, I believe this is a new video because I want to say I talked about this already. But no, I checked the dates. It falls within the correct dates I have to work in. It looks really, really cool. The transformation on it is kind of insane. They absolutely have been paying attention to third-party engineering construction and have taken some notes from it. At one point, you have to bend the knee 90 degrees in order to fold half of the vehicle shell over to form the inside of the other leg, and then unbend the knee to form the full leg. That's kind of a weird move. There's some very small panel double hinges. Those are weird moves for Takara Tomy to make their toy do. And of course you have the whole idea that like the torso's upside down and how it connects to the pelvis. It's a crazy transformation. Like, they went above and beyond just making it weird and different. So if you appreciate weird and different, this Prime is going to be doing a lot for you. I'll let you go watch that video on your own, so I am not infringing anything from Takara Tomy, but you will you'll see. You'll see. If you haven't seen it already, it's kind of wild. Kind of cool too. We have in-hand shots of the upcoming Age of the Prime's Commander class onslaught to give your Combaticons a leader at long last. Now, as I show these, we will let everybody know there have been sites warning you that the pre-orders for these toys are about to process. So if you happen to have one of these big expensive toys on pre-order, might want to double check. Make sure your bank account is in a solid place, because they're about to hit you. They are about to hit you. The toy itself does look cool. I do like that there is just this individual truck mode rather than trying to make the entire super long truck make sense. It does make more sense to me than, like, like the big flat bed from the original G1. I still think the cannon emplacement mode is one of the weaker base modes that these combiner frames have had. I mean, fine, it fits Brawl. So, like, you get a massive, you get okay, that kind of makes it look cool, actually. You do get this massive battle emplacement, but it really is just kind of the legs folded at the knee with a gun stuck to the top. This is the weird thing to me. We're getting the commander now. We're still waiting on Swindle. Swindle literally just got officially revealed a couple weeks ago. We've known about Swindle and have seen Swindle for months. Weird how the arrangement goes. I do like how, in order to get these photos, they crammed in a combiner war Swindle. Yours will not fit when you get it in, by the way. Photographer just did this for the visual. He still has this squat-legged look to him, and really, like, when I see his proportions, I'm not entirely sure what does it. I think his thighs are just like a little too short, or the legs are a little bit too stubby. It's one or the other. It's like where his arms fall is fine. It's weird. Yeah, I definitely think it's because Swindle and Brawl are just a little bit too short. Yeah, okay. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. But it doesn't look bad. Like, I'm getting more used to it as I see it. I'm sure in hand there's more you can do to it to make it look better as well. I mean, besides that, the combined Bruticus is really, really freaking cool. I love that the animation accuracy means that he has to have a chunk of blast off as his chest. That's kind of hysterical. It's weird to see Bruticus with that chest, but if you're going for cartoon accurate, you have to include that. I also like how there's little bits of paint on his feet just to make you look like we add the leg combiners add a little bit more to the full robot than it looks like. I mean, maybe that would have been the optical illusion to go for. Like, if the block between the knee and the combiner joint, the combiner character, if that was also painted to make it look like they were a little bit longer, that might help the visual illusion they're going for. But no, it does look pretty cool. I am looking forward to getting my Onslaught. I'm looking forward to getting a fresh Bruticus in the collection. This weird thing is in hand. So the logo Optimus Prime, and that alone, that you can do that, is hysterical. I'll give it that. It's a cool looking Prime, don't get me wrong, but it's really just like, it is such a weird idea. It's like, it's weird in that it's almost a natural idea that they hadn't made a transforming emblem before, but to just do this out of nowhere. Like, it's not a franchise anniversary. It's the anniversary of the 86 movie this year, but not a franchise anniversary that would do something weird like this. We also have no idea if this is a one-off or if this is a running thing. If you would see a Megatron in this styling at some point, or if somehow they figure out how to do this with Maximal and Predacon symbols. We don't know. It's not a bad looking figure. It's just a really weird figure. This is gonna have a weird niche market, or like, for me, it's absolutely one of those, I'm here, I drove all this way, there's nothing better available, I'll grab this dumb thing. It's one of those kind of purchases. It doesn't look too bad, though. I will give it that. It does look decent for what it is. All right, let's take a look at the Studio Series More Than Meets the Eye collection three pack for Bombshell, Shrapnel, and Kickback. Our Insecticons. I am still divided on these myself. Now, on one hand, yeah, they're screen accurate. They look good, and these are 3 solid enough toys. I always question whether or not I want to upgrade from my originals. Like, do I really want to buy a 3-pack of these things just to get rid of the translucent plastic? And usually the answer is yes, but this is a 3-pack, which is a lot of money to drop all at once on 3 characters that, frankly, don't look all that different from the ones that I can see over to my right as I speak. Yeah, I'm not sold on these yet. I'm not sold on these yet. Oh, do we have side by sides? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. See, Bombshell is the biggest one because of that gray. Like, it makes him stand out. It's weird that there is one gray Insecticon. That is correct, at least as far as the cartoon coloration goes. I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence on these bugs. I do think it's cool to release them in matched cartoon color because a lot of the G1 figures we've gotten have been redone in cartoon accurate, no translucent colors, and I do appreciate that. But I don't know if it's going to be one I go for. But still, looks cool. Let's talk a little bit of new Cyberworld stuff. A ton of stock images showed up for toys that are probably already out in your area. I've already found this arachnid in my area, even though the stock photos were just released, because for whatever reason, Hasbro does absolutely no real publicity or any kind of like fan engagement when it comes to the kid lines, which I do think is a failing point in their marketing. So this is all Energon Surge stuff, translucent parts, so that when you stick them in the Bumblebee toy, they glow and light up. You know, and okay, neat enough gimmick. I will say the armor on Arachnid does make her look pretty extra fierce in both modes. I don't know if that toy is good enough for me to go, I want to get it again in clear plastic this time, because there is translucent plastic in the ball joints, in the hinges, in the places that scare me. But it's a gimmick to appeal to kids, so I'm not going to argue it. It's to make it look neat for kids to buy, and they did this with Rescue Bots. Seemed to work there. So I'm not gonna harp on it too much here. It ain't for me. The image of Bumblebee being stuck into Bumblebee is hysterical to me. It's like Bumblebee is his own Gundam. Here's the other one I still see all over around town. Not around town, but I do know the Target to go to if I really wanted to get this guy. I do like that Megatron's got a full vehicle mode. The Bull Megatron has been weird for me. Drill Tank is goofy. That drill ain't drilling anything. You kind of need the drill to be at the front to get anything drilled. Let's see, we got a repaint of Optimus. All of these, you will notice, do come with a whole bunch of accessory parts to combine into one big weapon accessory, or broken down into Energon armor and weapons in robot mode. That's a much simpler gimmick to do than the geared and spring-loaded things they were doing before, but it does play into this gimmick a lot better. Here's one I have, Autobot Ratchet, who in this fiction seems to be female. So, for the first time ever that I can remember, Ratchet is actually a female character, as they were always intended to be when the series was first concepted. That was what the Ratchet name referred to, Nurse Ratchet. You know, it was a reference. She was going to be the one female. Didn't happen. Hasbro said no girls allowed. But here we have a more feminine, detailed Ratchet character. Turning into a rescue helicopter, by the way, which is again an interesting twist to Ratchet. This is where I actually really like what Cyberworld does, where they actually have this spirit of adventure to their designs that we don't get in mainline anymore. Yeah, we do goofy things and we can get away with it, which is neat. I actually kind of like that. It's why I pick these up from time to time, especially when they do weird things. So yeah, weird little Ratchet toy, weird little subset of figures. Speaking of weird figures, this came out of nowhere. someone just out of the blue decided to drop renders of unreleased RID 2015 toys, specifically Legion class toys that came with little goofy things. So there's a particular name to this. Let's see. Canvas Digital Studios on Instagram shared the renders that they did for unreleased RID 2005 Legion toys. These were the LOL Legion 2 packs. So we had Side Up and Strong Arm as one, Thunderhoof and Clampdown as the next. And it seems like Wave 1 is the only one we actually have images for, unless the Wave 2 is just unreleased. But the idea here was Legion class toys with little goofy accessory packs that you wouldn't normally see with Transformers, talking about doing weird things. You know, so we've got Sideswipe with bunny slippers, and I don't know, like it looks just like a stack of chained up tires. You've got Strong Arm with a baker's hat and a pie. Okay, fine. You've got Thunderhoof looking like a Ninja Turtle character with a trash can lid shield with a pizza glued to the top. This one I don't understand. It's clamped down, but it's just kind of like I've got like makeshift junkyard metal claws now. I don't see it as so much as LOL as like a genuine weapon accessory. Weird stuff. Weird that like this is like over a decade old and we are just now finding out about this. Very odd. Interesting, but odd. Okay, we talked about these in a video a few days ago about how Hasbro seems to be completely content on letting Transformers look really cheap and lame in the toy aisle, and this really pushes that. So these are Tiny Titans, unrelated to previous Tiny Titans. They are just little rubber figurines, maybe like 2 inches tall. They are very, very small, no articulation, very low on paint, as you can see from Starscream's head. For $1.44, I genuinely do not know why these things exist. Like, okay, fine, like if you want just little figurines, I guess, but like this feels like something that should have gone next to the trading cards, next to the checkout aisle in Walmart and Target, not something that's, you know, bulked in with all the other Transformer product. This feels like something that a dollar store wanted to run and then change their mind. This looks like something I'd find at Five Below. This does not look like something I should find in a main Transformer section. Like, it's weird. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of them coming in these massive boxes and only having 4 figures. That is, again, so weird. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, it feels cheap and lazy. It feels like stuff made for the sake of making stuff. Okay. On the cooler note, we have new issues of the New Legends comic book from Takara. So there's a brand new issue that is not only introducing Gigastorm into the overall story, that is also being told with the 13 and, you know, the T-Spark Lio Convoy, the Dark Amber Lio Convoy that is also Unicron. I don't know why Gigastorm's blushing there. But the book is also serving as an introduction for Beast Wars 2nd Galvatron. We saw that prototype. We're all excited for that prototype. It is my dream figure. I am super excited. So the fact that they are putting him into the comic fiction tells me that that toy might be further along in development than we thought. Because if this is building up to him, if this is building up to his section of the story in Legends, that does mean that they are bracing their audience for his actual debut. Like, that's the whole point of this comic, is to hype people up for the new generation's toys. I'm excited. I am very excited. We might hear more about him a lot sooner than I thought. But if you want a little bit more comic, there is another issue that has been given a fresh English translation. You can see it is all Speedia 500 focused and introduces the G2 Stunticons and gives you yet another explanation for why the coloring of G2 exists in the first place. So, That's ready to read, should you wish to. There is a soft launch going on right now for Transformers Eternal Wars. I believe this is mostly in Asian markets. So, let's see, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and the Philippines. So, essentially, like, Pacific Ocean. But we've kept a little bit of track in here. Let's see, it's an RPG adventure mobile game, and I'm not entirely sure what that entails. I have not seen like proper gameplay of this yet. We've seen the renders, and the renders pull from all over recent Transformer toy history, which is interesting. And it does look pretty good. Like, at least the actual like art side of it looks pretty good. If you are in those regions, the beta is beginning, or actually, as of this has already begun. So if you are in those regions and you want to try out the game, let us know how it is. I am curious. And to finish us off, some official images from Yolo Park with their new Beast Wars figures. We've seen these before, but it does not hurt to double check when new images come out. They know their audience. They know who they're marketing Black Arachnia to. So, you know, I kind of get uptight when they do this with RC. With Black Arachnia, I give it a pass because her characterization is a femme fatale. This is in character for RC, or for Black Arachnia. RC, I would take issue. RC would just be like cheesecake fan service. Here it's her personality. But you can see she has swappable faces, so you can change expressions, which is nice. She's got the visor. See, I believe, yeah, like with most Yolo Parks, she's got light up eyes, very articulated. I keep wanting to call them scorpion tails. The spider legs all articulate themselves as well as any good Black Arachnia toy should be able to do. As the only female Predacon warrior, she is agile and skilled in combat. Later, her maximal core consciousness awakens, leading her to join the Maximals, which is not true. I should expect better of you, Yolo Park. She was still very much Predacon programmed when she joined the Maximals. It was out of survival and love. Aww. She had to go Transmetal 2 before her Maximal persona took over a little bit. And here we go with Big Megs. Yeah, what can I say? Yolo Park does a fantastic job sculpting these to be as screen accurate as possible. I think they've done a fantastic job with Megatron, as well as they've done with pretty much everything else that I've seen out of them. Yeah, incredibly impressive figure. Incredibly impressive. Oh, and hey, my images aren't loading anymore. Ah, well. I think we've burned out TFW for the day. But that's as good of a stopping point as any other, I guess. So thank you very much for watching. That is your news roundup. That is everything that happened in the last week's worth of Transformers. So let me know what your favorite story is in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you next time. Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.